Welcome back to the channel. My name's JJ, and in this video, I'm basically going to be telling you how you can have a playful attitude as an introvert. And what I'm going to teach you, I can say with confidence because I used to be someone who would suck at conversations. If you were to take me back to middle school, high school, my conversations with people completely sucked. And the reason why these conversations would just always suck was because I was too serious. You see, I was always that shy kid. I was that shy kid known in school who never spoke. And because of this, I felt really bad. I felt really insecure. And every single conversation that I would have in school, I would be super serious. And nobody wants that. I remember this one time in school, this teacher that I had, he paired me up with this random kid. He was actually like a popular kid too. Random partners that they assigned us in class, right? And I go in, I'm super scared, I'm anxious, I know this guy's better than me, better looking than me. And I really tried to be his friend, but I just remember like my conversation was just too serious and it was just too blunt. And me understanding this, I knew that I had to find a way to get these conversations that I was having into more of a playful kind of just like it's more of like a not so serious environment. It's more playful, it's very like friendly, and I had no idea how to do that whatsoever. And long story short, these conversations that I would have with people, they weren't playful whatsoever. And it wasn't until I did a ton of research on YouTube videos, buying courses, dating coaches, because when I was in school, I wanted to do a bunch of research because I'm like, this event, when I saw these people pulling away from me because my conversation was too serious, that caused me to do a bunch of research. And now with these four things that I'm going to tell you that I've learned, I no longer fear small talk or going into conversations with new people. Even with friends, I don't fear being serious at all. I know and expect some sort of laughter. And this is extremely important to know because to be that we want to be that cheerful guy. We want to have that friendship and that friendly vibe to connect with more people. So without further ado, let's get into the first most important aspect of this. And the first thing that's going to help you is your tone. Tone, your tone. Now let me tell you something. You could say the best lines in the world, you can say the perfect words, but if you don't have your tone set in a way that is playful and friendly, you're never going to get the results that you want. Let me tell you some. The way I'm speaking to you right now, this way that I speak to the camera, if I could, I'm not using, I don't care about the words, but if I have a bad tone, if I were to speak to you like this, just nothing at all, just speaking to the camera like this, about to present to you four ways on how to present and how to be a playful attitude as an introvert. It's very boring, right? Can you see and can you tell the tone that I'm using that it's meant in a way to be engaging? So let me tell you this. The reason why this is number one is because you need the tone that I'm going to tell you right now. Do not be a robot. Do not speak in just one monologue way, okay? Think about your speech as like a line, okay? Speak about your speech as like a line. Now, when I'm speaking like this, and when I go back down, it's more interesting, right? I'm going to say the same sentence again. If I speak like this, but nothing goes down, you see how it's different. So when you're going to these conversations, a trick that I'm going to give you is that instead of just having your dialogue just speaking like this, just like a boring line whatsoever, talking to random people, just trying to say good things to impress them, speak like this, use tone, go up and down. So, for example, lots of times when I go into small talk with random people in conversations, whether it's in school, meeting more people, when I ask them questions or when I say things, I tend to pause and I tend to take my tone up in a way and then go back down. So, it's the best way I can describe it is like this. Imagine I'm meeting someone and they're asking me if I did the homework. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I did the homework. It was really, really hard. But at the same time, it was kind of easy at the same time. You see how like I'm going up and down and I'm pausing. It's not just like, oh yeah, I did the homework. It's just it was really easy, but it was really hard at the same time. See how it is? So you need to make sure your tone is set in a way And the best way that you can do that is watching TV shows and comedy shows. Now, this isn't the main point of the video, but I've made in previous videos that your environment, the social environment that you're in, highly affects the way that you speak. So, watching TV dialogue and comedy shows, you're going to be able to mimic these characters. You're going to be able to hear a social environment, especially if you're not in one, and then you can work on your tone. The second thing that you can do to start having and saying things to be more playful is making fun of yourself. Yes, I said it. I want you to make fun of yourself in social situations. Now, you might be thinking that I'm crazy. You might be thinking, why would I want to do that? I don't want to look stupid. I want them to like me. I want to be playful. I want to be seen as a future friend. Why would I make fun of myself? I don't mean bullying yourself to the point where you tell them all your darkest secrets and you tell them all the times that you were a degenerate. I'm talking about making lightful comments about yourself. And the reason why you want to do this is because when you explain a mistake about yourself, when you explain a mistake and explain that you're actually like, you're not trying to be some like perfect guy, it's going to make you extremely relatable to them. Because think about it, nobody wants this like cocky guy, this perfect guy that has everything with him. You know, it's kind of funny when someone admits a mistake that they make. So I'll give you an example, and this example that you can use in school, especially. I was a couple months ago, I was paired with a random girl, a random sorority girl that was my lab partner. And I remember like I would meet with her every single week. You know, we would be partners in this class and we would talk about the homework. And I remember one of the things that she really laughed about me saying was one day she asked me if I did the homework. And I was like, "Oh no, you know, I was kind of a dumbass last night and didn't really do it. I was just kind of lazy, so I didn't do it." And she started like laughing. She was like, "Oh yeah, like I was also pretty stupid for not doing it either. You know, it was, it was a lazy night. I didn't feel like doing it." So, when you make fun of yourself, when you slightly call out yourself on a few things, like it's really relatable. People like that. Imagine if someone said that to you and they kind of like call themselves out for not doing something. You would laugh. It's really interesting and fun to see someone relatable because we all make mistakes. So making fun of yourself once in a while is probably one of the easiest things that you can do. If you mess up, if you fall, literally call that out and say, "Oh man, I'm such a dumbass. I don't even know how to walk." People are like, "Oh man, no, you're good, bro. We all fall." Call yourself out. It's okay. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The third thing that you can probably start doing right now is doing the same thing, but for them. So instead of making fun of yourself, you also want to slightly make fun of them too. Now, same thing. You might be thinking, why would I want to do that? I don't want to bully them. I don't want to make fun of them. They're not going to like me. Same principle applies. It's not some direct insult that I want you to do. It's a very slight call out. Very slightly. You're not bullying them, but you're just slighting them out. I remember this one time in high school. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was high school. I was assigned to a group of guys. It was a group of four. My teacher assigned me to a random group of four guys that I did not know in class. And it was pretty awkward at first. I was still working on my social skills and whatnot. But I remember this guy, he was talking to me and he was basically saying how he wanted to go to the gym. And he has been going to the gym. And he had skipped one day because he just wanted to go out and get some McDonald's. He wanted to cheat on his diet. And this guy had told me that he was going to be like faithful to his diet. He was never going to cheat on his diet. And me remembering this, I told him, "You lazy bastard. You were supposed to not cheat on your diet and now you're cheating on it." And then, he kind of just like chuckles and he's just like, "Yeah, man, like I was supposed to, but I just got those temptations." And like this might not be like the most funny thing to make people laugh. People aren't going to like die of laughter, but it's just a way to get this like friendly environment for people to chuckle because people want to laugh. We feel more comfortable around people that we laugh with, that we connect with, people that are relatable. And when you do these things, when you slightly call them out on things, they're going to chuckle. They're going to feel more comfortable around you. I think another example that happened was when I was on my gap year. I took a gap year, by the way, in 2022 to 2023 to learn martial arts. And during this gap year, I was working at a pretty big university where I am in the United States, like pretty rich private university, and I was connecting with some of the kids at the university as a worker. And I remember this one kid. He was basically doing the oh, I can't remember what this called, but it's basically where you take your hand, put it on the table, and then you like stab a knife in between them. So he kept taking this knife and he kept putting it. I think it's called the knife game, hand knife game or something. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna hurt yourself. I was like, trying to remember exactly what I said, but I said something the longs of keep doing that, man. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna cut a finger off. And he's just like, yeah, probably. Like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. And it was just a slight chuckle. It's a friendly way. It's a friendly environment. You're creating friendly environments because it's better to do this than to just be completely shy at all. You're creating a social environment to people to get connected to you. And finally, the last thing and the easiest thing, which you might be not expecting, is compliments. Now, it might seem really cliche, this might seem really obvious, but I noticed that not a lot of people compliment. I learned this trick from an entrepreneur named Alex Hermosa. You might know who he is, but he basically tells us that when people give something to us, we tend to want to give them back. So in this example, he's basically saying in entrepreneurship, the reasons why restaurants give out mints or candy, especially after the bill, is because they do this so you can give their waiters and waitresses a bigger tip. Because you go into these restaurants, you pay for your dinner, and they give you like a bunch of candy, right? It's like an incentive. It's just like, oh wow, they give us candy, like that. She's really nice. This waiter is really nice. Let's give her a pretty good tip. They were nice. So it basically explains how when someone gives us something, they want to give us something back. So if you're the one giving compliments, if you're the one always constantly giving compliments saying, "Hey, I like your shirt, I like your style. I really like the way you said that." People are going to want to compliment you more. They're going to want to give you that back also, but in exchange, they're going to want to give you something better. Their friendship. All my friends that I've realized started with a compliment because just like, "Oh, hey, I appreciate that." Not a lot of people give me that. So complimenting is a really easy, powerful way to start not only getting into an environment and creating an environment that is really playful with a playful attitude, but it also makes people want to open themselves up to you. Use these four principles, create a social and dating life. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.